I'm standing in front of Donald Trump's residence in Palm Beach, and like him or not, come down to Palm Beach County and explore the amazing birds that this place has to offer. From Jupiter in the north to Boca Raton in the south, and from the Everglades in the west to the beaches of the east, this place has fascinating bird life. On this week's show, we're going to be looking for burrowing owls, Florida scrub jays, red-cockaded woodpeckers, and our golden bird for this episode, the Florida subspecies of sandhill crane. Let's go birding.
Now is the time of your life. Oh, now is the time. It's a sweet ride to the end of the line. Now is the time. It's the right time to come alive. Now is the time of your life. Oh, now is the time of your life.
Palm Beach County is one of the largest and most eco-diverse counties in all of Florida, and the Palm Beaches are a paradise of never-ending outdoor activities and things to do and see. An unmatched landscape of first-rate birding, incredible wildlife management areas, year-round fishing, a multitude of water sports, and exceptional beaches make this the best place to experience Florida. From the Everglades to the Atlantic Ocean, you are sure to find things to do that will stoke your passions and make lasting memories. Here in the Palm Beaches, birding and wildlife viewing is a big deal, even bigger than you might imagine. In fact, birding is second only to beach-related activities as a form of outdoor recreation for both visitors and residents. If you're already into birding, you probably know that Florida and Palm Beach County is considered one of the best places in the world for this activity. South Florida is a birding mecca, from the colorful and distinctive natural populations of wading birds to the specialties like Florida scrub jays and red-cockaded woodpeckers, combined with the winter migration of flocks from up north. Palm Beach County is truly a birdwatcher's paradise.
The people in the Palm Beaches love their birds so much that one of the premier universities in the entire state, which is based in Palm Beach County, has a bird for its mascot. The Florida Atlantic University campus is one of the few places in Palm Beach County that you can see the enigmatic and tiny burrowing owl. These diminutive, small little owls are widespread throughout South America, Central America, and North America, and there are more than a dozen different subspecies of burrowing owls. The Florida subspecies of burrowing owl is one of the most threatened. These tiny little owls nest in burrows in the ground, sometimes that they dig themselves, sometimes that they'll take over from animals like gopher tortoises, and they normally live in these big wide open prairies. And before there was a lot of development in Florida, the numbers of burrowing owls were very, very high. With development and the shrinking of the Florida prairies, burrowing owls have had to find these open areas created by man in these urban environments in places like the Palm Beaches. Unlike other owls, in which the female is normally a third bigger than the males, with burrowing owls, The males and the females are a very similar size with no discernible difference between the two genders. So awesome to have these special little birds living right in this urban environment in the Palm Beaches.
This Birding from the Edge segment is brought to you by Nikon, manufacturers of the Edge line of optics.
Not only is Palm Beach County well known for its birds and wildlife, but also it's well known for its diversity of culture. I'm here with my daughter, and we're at the annual Street Painting Festival in Lake Worth, Palm Beach County, Florida. And it looks like some of these artists are into birds too. This is Birding from the Edge.
This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917. And by Palm Beach County, Florida. Discover the Palm Beaches. And sponsored in part by Manfrotto, complete solutions for photographers and videographers. Visit manfrotto.us.
The Great Florida Birding Trail snakes its way through much of Florida to some of the best birding sites in the whole state. But some of the very, very best birding opportunities are right here in the Palm Beaches. Just look for the Great Florida Birding Trail signs all across the county. Green Cay Wetlands, situated right in the heart of Boynton Beach in Palm Beach County, is arguably the best bird photography site in all of the United States. Green Cay allows you to get within feet of wading birds, waterfowl, and other bird species, providing spectacular photographic opportunities. Green Cay, on any given day, is loaded with bird photographers, birders, and people who just come out here to enjoy the outdoors. It's a spectacular place. We have great opportunities to see black-bellied whistling ducks, the odd fulvous whistling duck, and then of course the beautiful roseate spoonbills that will come here, and occasionally a peregrine falcon or a merlin will take up residence here too, taking advantage of the bounty of bird life that exists here at Green Cay Wetlands. One of the fantastic things about Green Cay Wetlands is that every single time I come here, I see something unique and something different. What all these people are looking at is something very unusual, because we've got a large bull American alligator eating a bobcat. And it's obviously caught this bobcat, it's drowned it, and it's trying to rip it apart right now. It keeps putting its head back and shaking it, and it grabs it by the head and then shakes it, and it's trying to break it open so that it can eat it. Oh, he just ripped the head right off that bobcat. Pretty gory stuff here. But it just shows you never know what you're going to see here in Palm Beach County when you go birding. You know, birding is the vehicle that takes you to so many different experiences, whether they be cultural or other wildlife experiences or other adventure experiences. There's so much to see just by opening your eyes to the world of birds. I don't know of any other places in the United States where you can get within 6 feet of American bittens and they don't even care that you're around. It's absolutely fascinating that they're just behaving like normal American bittens, but literally right at your feet.
I saw a bobcat up by the entrance.
Is a bobcat at the entrance? Oh, we've got a bobcat at the entrance. Let's go find it. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, there it is. It's just on the edge of that woodland there. It looks like a young bobcat. Just moved into the bushes right here. Very cool. Palm Beach County's proximity to the Caribbean means that every so often rare birds fly off course and end up here in Palm Beach County. Right outside the entrance to Green Cay Wetlands, we've got a Lysagras flycatcher in these little trees just flitting around, grabbing insects, and it's been here for a couple of days already. This is a bird that can be commonly seen in the Caribbean islands, but only very seldom does it make its way onto the mainland in Florida. Situated just down the road from Green Cay is another very productive urban wetland called Wakodahatchee. It has many of the same species found at Green Cay, but what's really the attraction here is the number of nesting wading birds in winter. Huge numbers of woodstock, great blue heron, little blue heron, snowy egrets, and anhingas will utilize the trees in Wakodahatchee to bring up their young. The nice thing about Green Cay and Wakodahatchee is that the two are within 5 minutes drive of each other. So you can come out here to Western Boynton Beach and spend an entire morning walking the boardwalks of both of these wetlands. And it's amazing that this is one of the few examples where a water treatment project has benefited both wildlife and the people that live around this area.
This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917. And by Palm Beach County, Florida. Discover the Palm Beaches.
Right on the county line in northern Palm Beach County is arguably the best site in the whole county to see Florida's only endemic bird, the Florida scrub jay. People come from all over the country to tick this bird off their life list. The Florida scrub jay is a cooperative bird with offspring from the previous year staying together with the parents to help raise the next brood of young. They are incredibly intelligent birds, member of the corvid family, and they're spectacular to watch. In some parts of Florida, these birds become very tame, so much so that they'll come and actually sit on your shoulder or perch on your head. Florida scrub jays used to be lumped with the other scrub jays in North America, the island scrub jay and the western scrub jay, as one super species. But recently, it's been found that the Florida scrub jay is very genetically different from the other two species of scrub jays. Florida scrub jays require a very specific habitat type, this low scrub oak that they live in parts of Palm Beach County. Unfortunately, scrub oak is a very dwindling habitat type, especially in the coastal areas where Florida scrub jays like to live. And if you want to check this bird off your life list, the best place to do it is in Jonathan Dickinson State Park, right on the county line between Palm Beach County and Martin County. And now we're going to head out west in search of another very endangered bird, in fact the most endangered woodpecker in all of North America, the Red-cockaded Woodpecker. This morning we're at Dupuy Wildlife Management Area in northwestern Palm Beach County, and this is the only place in all of Palm Beach County to search for the red-cockaded woodpecker. Red-cockaded woodpeckers live in pine flatwoods, and it's these pine trees that are critical to the survival of red-cockaded woodpeckers in the southern states of North America. The critical secret
to getting these red-cockaded woodpeckers is to be here really early in the morning and search for the trees that are banded and that have these metal rings around them, because this is where the red-cockaded woodpeckers like to roost up for the night. There he is, poking his head out of the nesting hole. This is typical of what they'll do in the morning. They'll kind of stick their head out. It's a little bit misty, and they'll poke their head out, make sure there's no danger around, and then they'll pop out of that hole. And the whole group that live cooperatively in these little groups together will then start making their appearances out of their holes, and they'll go off foraging for the day. These red-cockaded woodpecker numbers have plummeted over the last sort of 40 or 50 years. They used to be very common all over the southern states of the United States, and right now they're only limited to a few states in the south. Florida, Georgia, a few places like Alabama as well, where these pine flatwoods are still preserved. You'll be able to find North America's most endangered woodpecker, the red-cockaded woodpecker. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917. And by Pelagic Polarized Sunglasses. And by Hobie Mirage Drive Kayaks. Enjoy nature effortlessly.
Another really important consideration when photographing or getting close to birds and wildlife on the water is stability. You can see I've got my scope set up right here and my camera equipment. It's really stable, and I'm able to lock down on my subject and get some great images. And then for those occasions where you need increased elevation, these sit-on-top kayaks are really easy to stand up. They're very stable. All I do is I put my seat back, just like that. I can stand on the deck pad over here, use this, the back of the seat as stability, and then I can look with my binoculars at a bird over the riverbank, or pick up my point and shoot camera and take some wonderful clicks. Very stable, and you're not losing any equipment on a Hobie Pro Angler sit-on-top kayak.
Grassy Waters Preserve is a 23 square mile wilderness in the city of West Palm Beach. This place is the water catchment area for the city of West Palm Beach and Palm Beach Island, but it's also part of the Greater Everglades system. So it's quite amazing that you can be in the city of West Palm Beach and get a really nice taste of the Everglades. This place is fantastic for white-tailed deer, alligator, bobcat. There's a whole variety of wildlife that call this place home. And don't even get me started on the birds.
It's hard to think that these are wild sandhill cranes behind me. I'm at Grassy Waters Preserve, and we've got a pair of sandhill cranes and their little babies. Sandhill cranes mate for life, and although they can breed as early as 2 years old, it sometimes takes them up to 7 years to choose the perfect mate to spend the rest of their lives with. You can see the parents will be very protective. They got a little bit of a fright there. They thought perhaps there was a gator or a snake in the water, and they jumped up and flared their wings, ready to defend their little chicks. These two tiny chicks are only but a week old, and they're born precocial with their eyes open and able to survive straight from the nest. Within 8 hours, these babies will be walking around and even swimming once they've hatched. You see, right from this early age, the youngsters will follow their parents. The parents will dig up little invertebrates from under the ground and seeds, and then feed them to the babies. The magnificent call of the sandhill crane is caused by their elongated trachea, which then coil up on the sternum of the birds, and they produce this really deep booming sound. What we're witnessing behind us here is the display of the sandhill crane, where the male and the female will do this beautiful dance even while they've got babies to secure the pair bond between them. Sandhill cranes are really long-lived birds. These tiny youngsters can grow up and reach ages of up to 35 to 40 years. You can see these babies are born with this really downy coat of feathers, and as they develop and grow older, they'll turn into these magnificent feathered coats that the adults have. These tiny babies will grow and learn from the parents, foraging and learning how to extract food in the grasslands and in the water, but they'll stay with their parents for up to 10 months. Florida is the only place in North America where there are resident sandhill cranes. They don't migrate anywhere else in the world. It's quite phenomenal to be sitting next to one of the oldest living birds in the world, the sandhill crane. Fossil records show that these birds were found in Florida 2.5 million years ago. Yes, our golden bird for this episode, the sandhill crane. We'll see you next week.
It's sitting on a station floor, heading back to a place you've never been.